UFC 295 is just around the corner, and Tom Aspinall versus Sergei Pavlovich is the co-main event of the evening. And I'm seeing a lot of people with mixed opinions. In fact, it seems like Sergei Pavlovich is the consensus favourite by a small amount. I think maybe 60% of people do believe that Sergei is going to win, but I'm in that 40% bracket that think Tom Aspinall is going to win. And I'm going to give you my reasons in this video. I'm going to break it down. It's a great fight. It's much better than the John Jones-Stipe Miocic fight. We all know that Jones was going to win that fight, but no one cares, okay? We don't care about John Jones anymore. He's not that good. He's not as good as he used to be. He's past his prime. He's old. He's slow. He didn't look very good on the feet against Cyril Gane. And beating 42-year-old Stipe Miocic, who's coming off second round flatline KO from Francis Ngannou, who's actually good. Yeah, we wanted to see, it was Ngannou or a bust for Jones, and he chose the easy path. He waited 3 years till Ngannou left, and then you can't tell me otherwise. That's what happened. It's the truth. John Jones fanboys will tell you otherwise, but we all know Jones was ducking Ngannou. Ngannou waited and waited, and nothing ever happened, and he dipped. So fair enough to him, but who cares about Jones? He's injured. He's gone for the best part of a year, and I'm not even sure he'll fight again. But we're talking about we're talking about Pavlovich, Aspinall today. The pick is Tom Aspinall, and I'm going to tell you why. So Sergei is a very, very dangerous first round fighter. Okay, we know that. And so is Tom Aspinall, okay? They have the first and second shortest fight times in the UFC, with over like a minimum amount of fights, okay? Because I'm sure some people have probably made their debut and won within a minute or two. But the point is that these guys, decisions are scarce. I think Pavlovich has been to a decision once in his life. I don't think Tom Aspinall has ever been to a decision. So, very, very high finish rate, 100%. And Pavlovich is looking like a beast. He's on a 6-fight first-round knockout streak. And you look at that stat and you're thinking, it's not looking good for Tom Aspinall. He recently knocked out Curtis Blades. However, we have to be honest with ourselves. If we're going to make good predictions, good analysis of fights, we have to be honest with ourselves and we need to compare, okay? So people forget to compare. They just kind of dive in with their emotions. And honestly, we've got to compare Pavlovich. Pavlovich fought Shamil Abdurakhmanov, and he made that fight look tricky, okay? And I know that Tom Aspinall would have not made that look tricky. Tom Aspinall recently just knocked out Tybura in like a minute and a half, something like that, 2 minutes. But, the Shamil fight, it just ages like milk. Because I feel like Shamil's an easier win. I feel like Shamil should be done within the first minute. You know what I mean? You should be able to go out there as Pavlovich, if you're the man you are, and knock him out. And that fight it doesn't look good. It doesn't age well. It doesn't give me great confidence in picking Pavlovich because Shamil isn't good, okay? He's the old gen heavyweights. I talk about this a lot. The old generation heavyweights that aren't very highly ranked, they're just basically out of shape and fairly skillless, but in comparison to other divisions. But so that doesn't age well, and you've got to look at Aspinall. He's the much more well-rounded fighter. It's obvious, okay? Aspinall's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background is really, really high level. He's been training since he's like 6 years old. He's been training like wrestling, everything. Sergei is much more one-dimensional, but the problem is Aspinall's actually better in Sergei's dimension, okay? Sergei Pavlovich is obviously a clear through-and-through boxer, but Aspinall's got better boxing than Sergei. Now, granted, Sergei has a huge reach advantage. It's something like 6 inches, which in a heavyweight fight is quite a lot. They more or less have similar reach because, most of them are pretty big dudes. These guys are the biggest guys you can get in the UFC. So, 6 inches, he's not going to want to sit and trade in the pocket. And people may look at that as a downside for Aspinall, but I'm kind of seeing it as maybe a positive because it's going to mean Aspinall knows he cannot sit in the pocket with Pavlovich, and he knows, he said it himself, he said, I'm not going to sit in the pocket and trade with him because that would be a bad idea because then you're making it easier for Pavlovich, okay? The best way for Aspinall to win this, and he knows it, is to either sit on the outside, chew up his leg, throw body kicks, stuff like that, stuff that Pavlovich struggles with. as we've seen, and don't try and box him in an MMA fight. Make it an MMA fight. He needs to shoot in. He doesn't need to be boxing in the pocket. He needs to either come in and come out or shoot in. And this is what I mean saying Sergei is there for the double leg, okay? I can see him getting double legged so easily. He's got such a bad build for getting double legged, okay? The guy has a really, really uneven body weight build. He has like the world's heaviest shoulders, like really big, broad shoulders with like really big arms and like long arms too. And he's got like quite a slim waist. And like his legs aren't small, you know, they're not John Jones like skinniness legs, but they're not exactly big either. And Aspinall's kind of bigger, like he's 6'5", he's a big dude, and I can just see him, Pavlovich trying to swing, thinking Aspinall's coming in to like land something on him, and then he just goes under and just scoops out Pavlovich's legs from underneath him. And if he gets a takedown, he's won, okay? Because first of all, we don't know that Pavlovich is good on the ground, and he says he can wrestle, but you know, we're only going off what we can know. And all I know is that Pavlovich, last time we saw him on the ground, he was not good, okay? He got beaten up badly by Overeem in the first round. So yeah, that really doesn't fill me with great confidence for Pavlovich chances on the ground. And also, we know how good Aspinall is on the ground. He's not like Jelton Almeida. He's not going to lay on you and think, all right, maybe I can get a submission, or I might throw some strikes just to win the round. He is always going to try and find the finish. He's got vicious ground and pound, but more importantly, his submission game is 10 out of 10 for a heavyweight. He is the most dangerous heavyweight on the ground, I think, ever. I mean, look what he did to Volkov with the armbar. Absolutely amazing. You don't see any heavyweights doing that. He's the next generation, and I can see him doing something similar to Pavlovich. He's got long arms. The Kimura's there. You know what I mean? I can see Pavlovich giving up his back after getting ground and pounded in top mount. It's places like this where Pavlovich worries me, and I can't pick someone who worries me that much against such a talented grappler, basically. So that is the main reason why I'm not picking Pavlovich. And secondly, yes, Pavlovich is probably more dangerous on the feet, but Aspinall's better. He's going to sting him with a jab. He's going to come in and come out. He's way quicker than Pavlovich. And it's true, Pavlovich hits harder than Aspinall, but Aspinall hits hard too, okay? I can see him wobbling Pavlovich and then shooting. You know, he's got a good jab. He's got a really good one too. And it is true, he does leave his chin up, which is my only concern. He could get caught coming in by like a hook or something like that. But he's so quick, and he's got really good head movement for a heavyweight. And I just feel like Pavlovich isn't ready. You know, Pavlovich would do good against Stipe. He'd do good against, he'd do better against Jones, I think. I think Jones's head movement's pretty poor. I think his boxing's fairly mediocre, and I don't think Jones is overly fast either. I think he's about average for a heavyweight now. And I think he'd do well against Gane, to be honest. I think if he closed the distance, he could really get a first-round knockout. But Aspinall, to me, he's his nightmare matchup. I think Aspinall is that guy. You know what I mean? He's that guy. And, amazing. Two amazing fighters. I don't really care who wins. As a Brit, I'm obviously hoping Aspinall's going to win. And people are going to be commenting and saying, you're a Brit, you're biased. Well, it's not entirely true, is it? Because I pick against Brits all the time. There's a lot of British fighters that aren't good. In fact, we don't have a lot of great British fighters. We're on the rise. As a nation, we've got more talent than we ever have. But we're still not, we're not a top 3 fight country or anything like that. We have Leon Edwards and we have Aspinall. They are our best. But we also have worse fighters like Nathaniel Wood. I don't really think he's great. So, you can't call me too biased. But I'm backing Aspinall to get this one done. I think we're going to get a round 1 submission, okay? That is my prediction. We're going to have a pretty chaotic first 2 minutes. A lot of close calls, a lot of punches that you're like, oh my God, that would have shut their lights off. Someone's going to overextend and mess up. Aspinall's going to get the double leg. He's going to land some shots in top mount. Pavlovich is going to give his back up by turning. And it will be all over. Rear naked choke. about a minute left in round one. Aspinall, rear naked choke win. That is my prediction, guys. But I will just say, wow, 295 got so much better. Wow. Thank you, Dana, making good fights that people actually want to see. No one cared about Stipe Jones. Such a fluke fight. No one cared. This is so much better. Pereira versus Yuri for the main event. That sounds way better than Jones Stipe. In fact, the only time I ever want to see Jones come back is to fight the winner of this fight, which I'm assuming is Aspinall, but it could very well be Pavlovich. But honestly, I don't care who wins, because they're both going to beat Jones, I think. I think they both beat Jones. I don't think he's that good. Gan, in hindsight, was a very easy matchup for him, seeing as Gan just seems to, he just allows people to rig fights and let him beat them. So, he took a dive. We all know it, guys. Gan took a dive in that fight. It's true. It's 100% true. Not even being salty about it. We all know that Gan took a dive. How was he not tucking his chin on a guillotine like that? Even people who have 1 month training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu would know to tuck your chin like that. Not hard. But that's my prediction, guys. Let me know who you're picking in the comments, why and how, Aspinall or Pavlovich. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the cards this weekend, because I'm pretty sure I will, because the last few cards, they've been terrible. So let's pray for some good cards. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. I've been MMA Tizzer. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.